Hi guys, my name is Shubina
I'm Farah.
and welcome to
Ad or Fad.
So we are a YouTube channel and we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves. So first, why did we create the channel?
Well, we create this channel inspired by our current local and world situation, which is the pandemic, of course, and also regarding the advertising industry.
So the kind of content that we're going to be putting out here on the YouTube channel is going to be all related to brands, marketing, ads, whatever we find that is interesting and we want to share with you guys. We will put it in, we will review, we will give our opinions, and we hope to make it fun and interesting for you to also create thoughts and things that you didn't realize when it comes to advertising. So just wrapping that part up, we do feel like there's so many things that we could explore when it comes to advertising and want to share that with you guys. So let us know what you think. If you have any questions, just comment below in our comment section, and we hope you enjoyed this journey.
Do subscribe and press the bell button so that you know the next time we're here. Yeah.
We are ready to go through some of the ads that really stood out to us. Before we get into it, we're going to explain a little bit to you on how we're going to do that.
Okay, so we'll go through ads that stood out to us and we'll rate it based on two bases, which is the location and the creativity. Oh shit. So based on the location, it's whether it's noticeable, mildly noticeable, or unnoticeable. So it'll go wizard, handyman, stickman. And creativity is whether it's exciting, ordinary, or is just plain boring. So it'll be aircraft, horse, or unicycle. So it'll become an image. So it's like wizard is riding a unicycle. So it's noticeable, but it's very boring. Let's get into it.
Let's start.
There you go.
All right, so one of the first ads that I think for both of us really stood out was Food Panda. There was about 5 ads in total, and it was very creative. So let's go into it.
Rating it, yes.
Let's go into it.
So my rating for it would be location-wise, it's a wizard because it's very noticeable given that the color is very like bright as well. It's a color association thing. So when you think Food Panda, when you think bright pink, you think Food Panda. Vice versa. And for creativity-wise, it's a horse for me because it's kind of empty. It's just that the color is very bright. What about you?
I would kind of agree with the same as far as it was a wizard on a horse. So because it stands out, there's a brand association / color association. You see it immediately think Food Panda. And I do wonder though if it's what exactly are they trying to get from this display? Are they trying to, for us as users to know how to use the app, download the app? What exactly is it? Take a look as you drive by and read the text and see what you think.
And you can see it's actually a whole thought process. And let us know in the comment below once you go through it.
Cool.
Okay, so the next ad is a Grab food app.
Surprise, surprise.
Right
is another food app.
The Food Panda app.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? What's your rating?
My rating for Grab food would be it's a wizard. It was very noticeable. And I will give this a creativity of an aircraft because I saw the food. I just got excited.
Of course. She's a food lover, by the way. Okay, so for me, unfortunately, I have to disagree with you for a bit. I would say it's a handyman for location-wise because that it's after Food Panda and their color isn't as striking. And for creativity, I would give it a horse because, yeah, I get it. You have a lot of varieties and you don't want to, every other app is showing that they are super apps and everything. But GrabFood is trying to show that we have a lot more varieties compared to somewhere else. But they could have done it differently where they can be an anti-Food Panda ad, which is, that rivalry. I can't pronounce it. So
they wanted to show that if there's Food Panda coming up, they wanted it to be an anti-Food Panda ad, perhaps.
So it's like, I'll fight you kind of thing, but in a healthy way.
So come on, Grab, you could have been a little bit more creative in that way too. So next one coming up would be another food, which is 100 plus. They had over 10 boards.
Oh, yes. 10 blue boards.
Yeah, so location-wise, I would say very noticeable because it was on the MRT. Just spread out. Creativity, I'm gonna go with horse. That's ordinary to me.
Okay, so I agree with you Like for location wise, it's a wizard. You give it a wizard, right?
Mm.
So it's very noticeable because one is bright blue, and for creativity, it's a horse for me as well. It's a bit too ordinary because they were just focusing on reduced sugar, no artificial sugar. How the new line is more healthier kind of thing. Like I get it. People are coming up from,
The quarantine.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to, get back into the active lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So I understood it from reading the text as I was
Mhm.
going along. So there is some sort of brand journey with that, or a product journey, but I wouldn't say it was super creative. I think they could have done more if they're doing 10 ads in one location.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the next one, it's not a rival, but it's more so, it's in the same thing. It's a beverage as well. It's carbonated beverage. It's a Pepsi ad. So what do you think? What is your rating for it?
My rating would be that it is mildly noticeable. So that's a handyman.
Mhm.
Creativity, I'm going to go with a horse. It was ordinary because I expect a little bit more when it comes to Pepsi. It's a legacy brand. They've been around for a very long time. They're known for their ads. So this one felt very kind of
Meh.
meh.
Yeah.
But I'll give them props for doing a 3D. Just for me, looking at something like that makes me kind of want it more.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree with you. Your rating was a handyman on a horse, right? Yeah, same. Because one thing mainly is that if you go down the road, you notice that the billboard is actually covering a quarter of the pillar. So you can't really say. And actually, the whole point of the advertisement was to tell people that it's a new flavor, vanilla flavor, which I kind of like, even though I don't drink vanilla flavored things. I don't really like it. But yeah. Okay, moving on then. So the next one is the Boost app
Yep.
ad, which is
Boost app, it stood out maybe not for the right reasons. It was a bit too overwhelming in my opinion of just what's going on. So we took a little bit longer to look at it. And it's an e-wallet. I've never used it personally, but I know there's multi functions to it, which I think that's what it's trying to display. So my rating for it would be, one is that it was noticeable, so I'll give it a wizard. But to me, it was actually very boring. I didn't understand what was going on, so I'm gonna give it a unicycle.
Okay. Like she said, it's not really. It stood out for not the right reason. So for me, the location wise, A would be a handyman, because the only reason why it's like you can notice it is because of the bright red color, and on top of that, you can see a whole fridge like idea. But I think it's actually a phone to show that it's a multi-purpose ad kind of thing. So for creativity wise, it's a unicycle for me as well. I don't think they went up to the standard where they should be when it's a Boost app. Like I think a lot of people are using it. I heard from my friends they were using it. Everyone was using it, but I didn't use it just because I don't have online banking and I don't like it. Okay, so moving on.
The
last one.
The last one that really stood out was Dairy Champ, and this was at an interesting location, which is at the toll. I'm sure they do this more, like a lot, but it was the first time for me to notice it, and also for Farah.
Yeah.
Dairy Champ is condensed milk and
Evaporated milk.
evaporated
It's
milk.
like those things.
So we're looking at the ads, so I'm just gonna get straight to the rating. Location wise, I would say it's a mixture of both. It's noticeable, but it's very not noticeable if you're not aware of it. So if you are aware of it, you can't never not notice it. So I'll give it a wizard. I'll give that on a horse because it was like somewhat interesting, but not that amazing.
Well, for me, I think they're quite smart with their location. So, like she said, it's somewhere in between. It's between when you notice it, it's really there. But if you don't, it's just there again.
Wow.
So I would give it a skinny ass wizard. Stick looking wizard. Maybe riding
Looking wizard on a
unicycle, because honestly the creative is kind of boring. It's not really much. It's just that they use different food to attract us. Like, teh tarik. I love my teh tarik. I love Dairy Champ. Okay.
Okay, well, we have covered about 6 ads that stood out with us. Let us know if you ever see these ads, what you think about it, whether you notice it more now after watching the video, whatever it is. Let us know in the comments. Thank you for joining. You'll see from us soon.
Bye.